Welcome back to another reaction video, and although I'm getting to this one a little bit later than I'd like, so many good artists, so many good songs. I think because it's festival season, there's tons of new music out there, but I'm looking forward to it nonetheless. I'm not going to yap or give you any kind of fancy intro. We're going to go straight into it, shall we? This one is Babymetal featuring Slaughter to Prevail. It's called Song 3, which I am almost certain will sound nothing like a continuation of Blur's Song 2, but I'm very much looking forward to it. Let's see what you got. Okay, gonna pause it right there. I try and give it at least up until the first chorus, which is typically a third into the song, depending on how it's structured. A lot of melodic foreshadowing and all. A couple things, and bear with. I'm gonna go back a little so we can lead into it properly. Whenever I hear a song start out with dissonance, it takes me right back to like Hellfest days, and I'm just waiting for some really buff guy without a shirt on, a lot of tattoos, usually bald, screaming, "You ready to break each other's bones and eat each other's faces?" And everyone's like, yeah. But it then goes into this kind of like poppy cutesy element, which we know about the contrast within Babymetal. And that's interesting because when I first heard Babymetal, that contrast was like the thing that got, I guess, a lot of attention. It was this heavy music with this quite sweet vocal, this choreography, this young innocence attached to something that is traditionally quite aggressive and mean and in your face. And then that became the norm. So you have to do something else, right? Now, it's no secret that the musicians who are standing behind the band, and I'm not talking about Slaughter to Prevail just yet, they're ultra talented. And I think the cool thing about having an aggression and a heaviness like Slaughter to Prevail is they are so intense that it almost re-emphasizes that contrast that we grew to love and were shocked by initially. So I think it kind of, in that way, is a bit nostalgic. Melodically, there's quite a lot of the same stuff going on at the moment, so I want to see something different and change, but I am enjoying the energy as always. The visuals are fantastic and fire, and I like it. It just makes me smile. And then also one other thing, it's Babymetal X Slaughter to Prevail. So sometimes I say featuring, sometimes I say collab. People get very hung up on that. It's two groups working together to do a cool thing. And I understand that there is a difference, but chill. It's going to be okay. Babymetal. Hang on, sorry. I wanted to leave it, but I can't. But that's cool. That's what I'm looking for. That contrast, that heavy, like, re-emphasis, that shock value, all of it coming through. Like, Slaughter to Prevail, I can't say they're a band that I listen to constantly and all the time, but I'm very, very impressed with them as a band, as a collective. Big fan. And I'm a big fan of Alex because I actually... quite recently I saw a video, I don't know when it happened, but he was playing like a club show and he stopped one of their songs because someone in the crowd, a girl, got injured. And it wasn't that he stopped the show to look after someone. That's something that all decent human beings would do. But he was so like anxious and scared. And he actually said at one point, oh my God, like when she got up and he realized she was okay, he was like, I was so scared. I was like, he's such a decent human being with that. Like, you can tell a lot of people's character through that. So I thought that was really cool. And he also does like bare knuckle fighting. That's pretty badass too. So it's kind of funny to see the pad work and stuff being brought into that. It's like a bit of character. So it's like that inside info for if you know anything more about the band. I'm streaming this live on Twitch, which I do every Friday at 1 p.m. Arizona time. And somebody just said in the chat, and I can't find it. Fun fact, their collab merch is called Baby Slaughter, which is quite intense. It's quite funny though. I like it. The merch. Yikes. Back to the video. Yeah, hell yeah. Now, 1 second. I would have liked it to just not end so... I mean, the music suddenly is great, but the video just like, it felt like it could have just zoomed out for like another second, give you a bit more comfort versus going into an end screen. But yeah, it's really cool. That made me smile. It did exactly what it said on the tin. The contrast, the fun element. If I'm able to be slightly critical for a second, and I really don't have any place to because I'm sitting in a chair, I'm not actually making the music, but it is a reaction and it is an initial first listen and a thought. So be patient, be kind. I thought the Babymetal side of things was a little bit one-dimensional in terms of the vocal. Whenever you do something that aligns with that prosody effect, that aligning the vocal melody directly to the music, and when it's very short and sharp and your phrasing is very short as well, then you really need to have a lot of variety for me personally. This isn't a wrong or right thing. This is a personal opinion. Someone who just really likes music. Loved Alex's moment when he came in. It really set it apart. I thought it was awesome. And I know they've done a lot of collabs and features, and I think that it's like very exciting for the fans. It's very exciting for festivals whenever they're playing on the same bill. The only thing that I think is like when you do so many features with so many big artists, as a fan, I'm all for it. But if I was in the band, I'd start to question like, are we making it difficult to create our own identity for longevity? Or is that getting in the way of that connection with the fans of kind of like who's the evolved and new and next version of Babymetal? That's the only question I have. But outside of that, very cool. Thought it was fun. And I would absolutely be here for song 4, 5, and 6. So send more. Thanks. Bye.